בדיבור המסחיל סוכלו לגלגלוסם לתף קוף ד' שלא נתפס בליקוטי תורה פרש עד נשמע עדן. So in the Mamar, by lifting up one's hand, lifting suis negation legulgulosum, the lift up and count into their skulls and so forth. From the Alter Rebbe, sheish bezo finding ba'ala, that there's two types of elevation. Ha'alef sha'tachton le'lamata l'mayla. The second is that the lower level goes from below to above. V'zeh shiva nairos, and this is the concept of the seven maidens. Zayin hechalos dezun debriya, that Esther had 7 servants. Zayin hanairos royos l'tesla, that they correspond with the 7 palaces of the masculine and feminine of the world of Bria. Hamayli mis Esther chulu, that lift up Esther to the king's palace. So that's the first kind of elevation. Habeis sha'elyon yorid lahalos. The second is that the above goes down to elevate the below. Kenyan shiva sarisim, like the 7 so you have these. So on the other side you have from above to below the 7 masculine ministers, like the difference between the 7 palaces of Chol and Shabbos, or of the nighttime to the daytime in the 7 brachas of Kriya Shema and so forth. So you have the Zayin, the Abba v'Ima Shiur, so you have these 7 palaces of the mother and the father, of above, Zan to elevate, V'zehu Shushvina de Matronisa, and this is the escort of the bride, of the queen. And this is the difference between the elevation of the Nasim, that they brought korbanos, sacrifices, to establish the Mishkan, and Aaron HaKohen, who's the Shushvina de Matronisa, the escort of the bride. So the Nasim are compared to the 7 servants of Esther, while the Aaron and the 7 candles corresponds with the Zayin Asarisim, 7 ministers, and the 7 eunuchs that serve from above to below. The Rosh just said that Aaron's merit is greater than theirs by lighting the candles. Bahaloscha, and therefore it says, when you lift up the candles, Shushvina de Matronisa, that since Aharon is the escort of the bride, Me'atzilus Shiur Bibiyah, that goes down into the worlds of Bria Halosam, to elevate the souls of Israel from above to below. Therefore, because Aaron is rooted in Atzilus and elevates them, he elevates them very high. Look, concerning this idea in the Mamar about the half shekel, that you have this kindness that comes from above to below in order to elevate. The elevation is the escort is coming from above. And that's why you have these 7 candles, that we're elevating to the attributes above Atzilus, to their crowns, to the skulls, that there you have 7. Which corresponds with the Kabbalistic concept of the 7 parts of the head and so forth. So that's the elevation of Aaron, who is up to Kesser. So Aaron is Aleph Arnon, is the concept in comparison to Avram Avinu, who's Chesed de Atzilus. So Aaron is Chesed Elyon of Kesser. So the Zayin Neros, the Zayin candles, as they are in the world of Bria, they're elevated by Aaron all the way up to Keser to the Gulgolas from the Zayin Tikune Harosh. Allahayr Mamar shekasu Beitz Chaim hahefresh bein ibur shel zayin chodashim v'shel tes v'shel yud beis, and to awaken you to the idea that's brought in Eitz Chaim, the difference between a pregnancy that's 7 months and 9 months and 12 months, the mavur Beitz Chaim sharai burim, that it's brought in Eitz Chaim. The gate of the pregnancy is the ibur yud beis chodesh uletak and akilim the zeranpin, that the pregnancy, which is 12 months, is in order to fix the vessels of the zeranpin of al zayin chodashim, but the highest one, the 7 months pregnancy, uletzorech hapnimis the zeranpin, that's for the inner concept of zeranpin, not the kelim. Nimshachim zayin tikunim the golgalta, and it comes from the 7 tikunim of the golgolos of keser. The Eliyahu nimshach mibur yud beis chodashim, and Eliyahu came from the pregnancy of 12 months. Moshe mibur zayin chodashim chulu, and Moshe was from the 7 months and so forth. And therefore Eliyahu went up with his body, and Moshe lo yada ishes kvorasa. Vayin mashkas mikaz el pasuk al pi Mamar azor al pasuk el toldos noch sham pergim shala daf kuf amon beis. Parshas Sadibros B'Shem Ramban, the first about the Parsha of the 10 Commandments in the name of the Ramban, Parshas Bahaloscha. So it's brought from the Ohr Hatorah, the Bahaloscha, Neros Rom is Gamkin, Neros Chanukah, that lifting up and lighting the candles of the menorah hints also to the candles of Chanukah. Mamar Shekos of the Sif Beis, V'daf Kuf Yoteso from the Beis Kos of Zelashonom. And he further says, that a person needs to sanctify themselves every day. That our sages said, that 3 days before Shabbos, that from Wednesday on, that's called before Shabbos, and that the 3 days after Shabbos, that's the first day, second day, and third day of the week, are called after Shabbos, or Basar Shabbat. Kedimyon Surasa Menorah, like the image of the menorah that has a candle in the middle, the Nemaravi, that's Shabbos Gimel. Kanim Mitzadzeh, that you have 3 candles on one side, Gimel Kanim Mitzadzeh, and 3 candles on the other side. The guf hamenorah be'emtza, and the body of the menorah in the middle. The kol shisha kanim ponim leguf hamenorah, and all 6 of the candles, the wicks and the flames, face the middle of the menorah, the nemaravi, according to one opinion. So the Shabbos then is in the middle, and you have on the one side you have Kamei Shabbata, on the other side you have the Basar Shabbata. Near Shabbos hu guf hamenorah adkan l'shono, and the candle of Shabbos is the body of the menorah, so that's from the Shalah. That we brought previously in the name of Zohar Kadosh, that the facing the countenance of the menorah is the middle candle of the menorah, which is Tiferes, according to one Perush. We ask a question on this. It should have said to light and shine the 6 candles. It should have said Sheshes Haneros. That if all the candles are shining to the middle and they're facing the middle candle, so that applies to the 6th candle, not the 7th. Should have said Ya'iru Sheshes Haneros, not Ya'iru Shivas Haneros. We can answer this question. The page Shomul Panei, because the explanation of what does it mean. Facing the countenance of the menorah, because the face of the menorah is Tiferes, the middle candle of Mulpnei, so facing the countenance of, so the countenance itself, the Pnei menorah is Tiferes. The Mulpnei menorah facing the countenance, I know Habechina Mash Tiferes Ola the Kesser. So that's the concept that Tiferes goes to the Mul, to all the way up to Kesser, to what's facing it in the Kav Emtzai. So Briach Hatichon, in the secret of the middle pole, Hamavriach Hulu, that goes through the middle. so that answers the question. That is, so all 7 candles are facing the mul pnei, or they're facing the keser. They go up to keser and are getting the light from there. וגם, כמו שכתוב בליקוטי תורה סוף דיבור המסחל וימיד אחד, איש בחודשו, and like it's brought in Likutei Torah in the Mamar, and that each month in its month, Perish Midei Shabbos b'Shabbato, and explaining the idea, and each Shabbos in its Shabbos, Dainu Shabbat, or Shal Shabbos, Dainu the rest of Shabbos, V'hainu, Atika Kadisha, or Shabbos, Shal Tiferes, that Atik is the resting of Tiferes, that's the Shabbos of Tiferes, that's Shabbos of the Shabbos, that Shabbos is Tiferes. The middle of Ziranpin, the middle of the menorah of the 7 midos, and its Shabbos its rest is going up to Atika Kadisha. וכמושיקוס בזור חלק ג' סוף פרשס אחרי דף עין טס בייס וזהו עניין שבס תתה ושבס הילאה, and this is the idea of the lower Shabbos and the higher Shabbos. Shinispo b'Likutei Torah b'Dibur HaMaskal Shabbos Osayt Shmoru in the Mamar about you should keep my Shabbos, the higher and lower Shabbos. And this is what's called facing the countenance of the menorah. If so, it makes sense why it says that the 7 candles should shine. The Gam Tiferes Atzmo, that even Tiferes on its own is included in the 7 candles that should shine from the facing the countenance of the Hainu, from that is Hainu from Hainu Lekabel Mibechinas Keser, that is to receive from the concept of Keser. And this is the concept of Shabbos, and that's the elevation of Zon Nukva all the way to Arich and Abba and so forth, and the Yichudim of Shabbos and the davening. That this is the idea of uniting the lower ratzon, the lower will that comes from intellect, that it should go up and unite with a higher will that's beyond intellect. Look over there, and this is what our sages said. That the sacrifices are only during the time that we have a Beis HaMikdash, but the candles, they are forever, that they're this higher level. And that refers to the candle of Shabbos and the candle of Chanukah, that those candles are forever, even if you don't have a Beis HaMikdash. In his book, in his explanation, the Perush of the fresh olive tree, and that's on the Yalkut Shimoni. L'chora, in a move on, at a first glance it's understood, Kiner Shabbos mitzvah rak medivrei sofrim, that the candle of Shabbos seems to be only a rabbinic mitzvah. Ela ratzalo marki sheish yisimei ma'asim yom Shabbos hem atzman zayin neros, that the 6 candles, the 6 days with the day of Shabbos, they are themselves are the 7 candles, kishor shem zayin sfiros, because their source is the 7 supernal spheros. Vainu Shabbos tata, that's the lower Shabbos, that's the 6 days of the week. That's the lower Shabbos. And they should shine, these 6 days of the week that correspond with the 6 attributes, should shine to the face of the menorah. Hainu Shabbos Hilah, that is to the higher Shabbos, to Keser. And so even though it's only rabbinic, but the point is that the candle represents this idea of shining the candle from Arich, from Atika Kadisha. Ubimsechet Shabbos da Shalah Daf Kuf Lamed Tes Amud Aleph. Now in the Shalah, and his explanation of Shabbos, Gabi Sodat Lakas Ne Shabbos, concerning the secret of lighting the Shabbos candles, Kos of Lashon HaChayit, he writes in the language of the Chayit, mitzvah lahadlik ner b'leil Shabbos chulu, that it's a mitzvah to light a candle on the eve of Shabbos. Shabbos Romez Le'elav Hashvi, that Shabbos hints to the 7,000th year. And then the light of the moon will have like the light of the sun. So since you have this luminary on Shabbos of the moon like the sun, so you light a candle. So over there's also, I saw that there's the two candles are the Neros Shabbos for both the sun and the moon. Maybe it was in the Marachas. And I've seen people who scrutinize, who light 7 candles, because facing the luminary is 7 candles and so forth. Now when the light of the moon is like the light of the sun, that the light of the sun will be 7 times, like the light of the 7 days. So if so, that's why you had 7 candles in the menorah, in order to draw down the light from the light of the 7 days. The light of the 7 days so that's 7 candles. Like we said, that it corresponds with the luminaries and the minhag of lighting 7 Shabbos candles. And with this, it makes sense what it says, that it should face the countenance of the menorah, the bechinas hamul pnei menorah inyan or shivas yamim, that facing the countenance of the menorah, that which faces the countenance is what's higher, the light of the 7 days, the light to the 7 days. And that's why it says that the candles are going to be forever. That is through the mitzvah of Shabbos, Shehu Dugmas HaMenorah V'zayin Yerusei Kanal, that's something similar to the menorah, and it's 7 candles and so forth. Like we said, that Shabbos is in the middle, and you have 3 on each side, so Shabbos corresponds with the 7 candles. So Shabbos, in the merit of the 7 candles, it will be forever, and it corresponds with Lasid Lavo, that it causes shining from Keser. Now in the Gemara Megillah, Kaf Aleph Beis, that the middle candle is the greatest one. That's the facing of the countenance. Over there it explains that the light of the facing of the countenance of the menorah, that corresponds with the moon when it's full. And implies that it wants to draw down the light that's hidden, that's ready for the time to come. That the light of the moon should be like the light of the sun and so forth. So the light of the moon, Lasid Lavo, is what's hinted to. Vidik Kuf Samech Gimel Amud Aleph Perush V'dav Kuf Samech Gimel Amud Aleph. So Mistama in the Zohar Kadosh Perush Mul Pnei Menorah Kishazun Me'irim Shavim Ohr Hatorah. It says to the facing of the countenance of the menorah. What's the facing of the countenance? That when they're facing each other, when Zun faces each other, you have a yichud, that you have shining a light from the sun to the moon, that they're both on the same level, the shavim or alavana korachama, light of the moon like the light of the sun. Dav kuf tzadik aleph aleph b'agah Bahaloscha saneros, that's brought, that elevate the candles, yiyelecha Hashem l'or olam, that's when Hashem will be to you a light forever, like it says in Yeshaya, that what's this Ohr Olam, that refers to the hidden light that's going to shine in the time to come. So that's the Ohr Olam, the light that's forever, Ohr Haganos. Again, it's a concept of Lasid Lavo V'Yishlo Markizayin Yerusim Torah Shebechsav. We can say that the 7 candles are the written Torah. Kanayim Tzai, and with Torah Shabal Peh Shishakanim, and we can say